Sarah was in her hotel room when she heard a knock on the door. When she looked through the peephole, she saw a man standing outside. "Sorry for bothering you. I'm the hotel manager," he said. "Our database has crashed, and I need to recheck some information." Sarah said she would be back in a moment, got away from the door, and called the hotel security. She said there is a man trying to rob her. How did she know? Look at the man's name tag. It's a female name. He's not the real hotel manager. When Anna got to school, she noticed that her friend Joan was very upset. It was just the beginning of the day, but someone had already stolen her backpack. Joan left the classroom to go to the bathroom, and at that moment, someone must have got inside and stolen her things. Anna started her own investigation. Jenna from the robotics lab said she'd been fixing a robot that morning. Kate from the cheerleading squad had just begun her practice, and James said he'd spent 3 hours trying to solve a math problem and was now exhausted. Anna knew right away who had taken the backpack. Can you figure it out? It was James. The school day had just started. How could he have been there for 3 hours already? On a beautiful morning, Michael and Christina went on a hike. At some point, they saw a river they had to cross. Both of them needed to get to the other side. However, the boat could only make one trip back and forth and take one of them at a time. Still, both of them managed to get across. How? That's easy. They both went on a hike on the same day, but they weren't together, so they arrived at the river at the same time, but they were on the opposite banks. So after the boat took Christina to the other side of the river, Michael managed to get to the opposite bank too. At a party, there were 9 candies in a box. 9 people took 9 candies, but 1 candy was still in the box. How could that be possible? The last person took the candy that was still in the box. When the day after tomorrow becomes yesterday, then today will be as far from Sunday as the day it was today when the day before yesterday was tomorrow. Which day is it? It's Sunday. Look, the day after tomorrow becomes yesterday on Wednesday. The day before yesterday was tomorrow on Thursday. And Wednesday and Thursday are equally far from Sunday. Susanna was walking down the street when she saw a dog. It looked like the dog had just run away, so she picked it up and started searching for its owner. She walked into a co-working space. There were 3 people there. Susanna knew immediately who the owner was. How did she figure it out? Look at the guy in the middle. He's sitting on top of a dog leash. It was Brian's birthday, and he organized a game for his friends. He placed 2 cards, 1 yellow and 1 red, inside a box. The rule said that if a person picked the red card, they would win $7,000, but if they picked the yellow card, they would have to pay $700. Nobody knew that Brian had lied. He'd put 2 yellow cards inside the box instead of 1 red and 1 yellow. Brian's friend Sandra watched her friends lose the game one by one. But when it was Sandra's turn, she won $7,000. How? When it was her turn, she picked one of the yellow cards, not showing it to anyone. Then, she picked the remaining card, which was also yellow, and showed it to her friends. Brian had to admit that the first card she'd drawn and hidden was red. Otherwise, all his friends would know he was a liar. Way to go, Sandra. Amy has to escape from a high-security room, but to do so, she has to solve a riddle. There are 2 strings in the room, and the only information she has is that each string takes exactly 1 hour to burn. She needs to time exactly 45 minutes with the help of the strings. How can she do it? Amy should light both ends of the first string and one end of the second string. In 30 minutes, the first string will burn completely since it'll burn twice faster with both ends on fire. Then, she should light the second end of the second string. At that time, the second string will have 30 minutes left to burn. But by lighting its other end, Amy will make it burn in 15 minutes. Voila! 45 minutes measured. On January 1st, Devin called the police to report a crime. He said he'd gone to his neighbor's New Year's Eve party the night before. And while he was away, someone broke into his house and stole his laptop and other valuables. When the police asked about the party, Devin said it had been great. There was good food and string lights were shining brightly and beautifully. Devin added that his neighbor could have been the one to steal his things. Maybe he snuck inside the house when Devin was at his place, having fun. The police officer went to interrogate Devin's neighbor, Tom. But as soon as Tom opened the door, the officer knew he wasn't guilty. Devin was lying. How did he understand this? Look at the string lights on the tree. They're missing 3 bulbs. It means they couldn't be working the night before. Devin is lying. Matthew was on an expedition to the South Pole. He had been exploring the area for days when a storm began. Looking for shelter, he managed to find 2 caves. In the first cave, there was a very hungry-looking polar bear. In the second cave, the air was filled with toxic gas. Which cave should he choose? The first cave. Polar bears don't live at the South Pole. Jerry has an apple tree. The number of apples on his tree doubles every week. 30 weeks later, the tree is completely covered in fruit. Can you guess how many weeks the tree will need to become covered in oranges? Oranges don't grow on apple trees, but if I asked you about apples, the answer would be 29 weeks, because, as we know, the number of apples doubles every week. Nobody has ever walked this way. What way is it? The Milky Way. Dave was held in a 150-foot high tower of an ancient castle. In his cell, there was nothing other than a pair of scissors and a 75-foot long rope. Despite this, when the guards came to check on him the next morning, they saw he had managed to escape. How did he do it? He cut the rope in the middle, but rather than cutting it across, he cut it along. Then, he tied both pieces of the rope together and safely got down to the ground. Genius, huh? On the outskirts of the town, there was a haunted house. A group of friends decided to check it out. They went there at night, but as soon as they got there, one of the friends, John, refused to go inside and tried to stop the others. But they just laughed at him and went inside, leaving him behind. There were several terrible crashing sounds coming from the house. And then everything went still. John never saw his friends again. How did John understand that there was something seriously wrong with the house? John was very attentive. He noticed that there were lots of footprints leading towards the house, but none going away. Rachel was in her office when security called her, saying there was a robber in the building and he was trying to escape. She ran to the elevators to get outside.
Oh my God.
But 2 elevators arrived at the same time. In each of them, there was a man that looked suspicious and could be the robber. How can Rachel understand which elevator is safe to take? The one that's going up. If the robber is trying to get out of the building, his elevator will be going down. So Rachel should take the one going up.
That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side. Are you up for a logo test? I have some new ones for you to test your brain again. Don't forget to keep track of your score so you can see how well you did. Okay, at first, I'll be showing you two logos, one correct one and one fake one. You just have to tell me which one is the correct one. Deal? Let's go then. What about this logo? Everybody's favorite HBO. Yes, of course. It's this one. Next up, GTA 5, a computer game. Can you find the correct logo? Here it is. Did you get it? What about Vodafone? Can you see it? Correct. It's the right one. What do you have to say here? What's the correct Nirvana logo? Yes, it's this one. Now, Android. Nothing complicated. Which one is it? That's the left one. Boston Celtics, a basketball team. Can you spot the correct logo? Yes, this one seems right. Can you remember the correct Dolby logo, the sound system? Here it is. What do you say about Peugeot? Can you see the one and only? Yep, right here on the left. What about Uniqlo, the clothing brand? Find it. That's the one on the right. Patagonia, what's your call? Pick the right, and you're right. Right. Think hard and find the correct logo of the Washington Commanders. Not sure if it helps, but they're a football team. So, what do you say? It's this one. Calvin Klein is super famous. Where's the correct logo? This is the one. What about Allianz, the insurance company? That's the one. Next up is the Thesaurus Dictionary. Can you see the right logo? It's this one. Mental floss. Pick the right logo, please. Yeah, it's the left one. Change of task. I'll show you a logo and you have to name it. Do you think you know them all? We'll see. Here's the first one. It's quite easy. Do you remember it? Correct. It's the New York Yankees, a baseball team. Great job. Not hard at all. Who is this woman? It's the woman featured in the logo of Columbia Pictures. I hope you got it right. This one is quite famous. That's Fairy, a dishwasher gel. Okay, do you know this brand? It's Lululemon. Can you remember where this bird comes from? Or maybe at least the name of this bird? That's a cardinal, and the team is the Arizona Cardinals. What do you say here? That's UC Browser. What about this one? Pontiac, an American car brand. This one is quite simple, a flying baseball. So yeah, tell me which team it is. Of course, it's the Los Angeles Dodgers. What about this S? What does it stand for? That's Seat, a Spanish car brand. This one is famous worldwide. Do you know this organization? That's the United Nations. Any thoughts here? That's Tree Hut, a personal care brand. Not knowing this one is almost illegal. Yes, it's 21 Pilots. You see it all the time. Can you recognize it? It's Pantene, of course, a shampoo. Do you know what this logo is? It's Chicago Cubs, the famous baseball team. Okay, this one's a bit harder. What do you say? It's the logo of Billie Eilish. Do you know this one? It's Swatch, a watch brand. I just removed the name. Does it ring a bell? Red Hot Chili Peppers, the band. Quite a fancy logo. What is it? The New Orleans Saints, a football team. Okay, a needle. Do you know the brand? It's Cole Haan. It's a luxury footwear brand. Look, that's a great one. Any ideas? That's Starlink. It's an internet constellation operated by SpaceX that delivers internet to remote areas. This one for sure looks fancy. So, ideas? That's Parker. They make those crazy expensive pens. Everyone knows this penguin, but wait, where did you see it? On books, it's the logo of Penguin Random House, a huge publisher. Okay, here's a GE logo. What does it mean? General Electric. This one is quite famous. Do you know it? It's the New England Patriots, a football team from Boston. Do you know this logo? It's Roxy. Easy peasy. What is it? It's Google Classroom. A logo you probably know because everybody does. What is this? Queen, the band. This one is hard but definitely worth a try. Any guesses? It's the World Bank. This one is almost like TikTok, but different of course. What is it? That's Likey. Do you have any clue what this is? That's the logo of the Los Angeles Chargers, a football team. Do you know this organization? That's the logo of the International Monetary Fund. What about this one? Do you recognize the logo? That's Happn, a dating app. Any thoughts here? It shouldn't be too hard. Cat related, obviously. It's Shiba, a cat food brand. I bet you know it. That's Philips. Maybe not the most famous one, but the ball and the letter give enough hints. Los Angeles Clippers, a basketball team. What do you think this logo is? That's Macmillan Publishers, a huge book publisher. What about this logo? Have you ever seen it before? That's the logo of the European Union. Do you recognize this one? That's CapCut, a video editing app. Any thoughts on this one? Yeah, it's AutoZone. What do you say about this one? Any ideas? Pittsburgh Steelers, another football team for you. And now it's time for the final type of task. It's the hardest one. I'll show you just a little piece of a logo, and you have to recognize it. Do you think you can manage? Let's check. Here's the first one for you, a very easy one. Any guesses? It's Safari. Yeah, nothing too hard again. You know it well. What do you say? That's the Olympics. Yeah, I'm being way too nice, but keep enjoying it while it lasts. What is it? That's Wikipedia, of course. Another easy one for you. Hit it. Yep, that's Metallica. Now, things are getting harder. What is this? That's Alcatel. Good. Any thoughts here? That's Ray-Ban. Okay, I'll give you a break. Where is this piece from? That's Toys R Us, of course. Super simple. You have my respect if you know it. That's the World Health Organization. So, any thoughts? The Brooklyn Nets basketball team, of course. Nothing hard. What is this logo? Aha, that's Lacoste. Any ideas about where these squares come from? Aha, that's GoPro. Did you get it right? Do you have any thoughts on this one? That's corn. Tell me what this is. That's Funimation. Do you recognize this face? Yes, you have definitely seen it on Planters Peanuts. Okay, I have to admit I wouldn't guess it myself, but maybe you will. Trust me, you know this brand very well. Faber-Castell, they produce stationaries. So, how'd you do? Let me know how many points you got in the comments below. That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side.